Hi guys, welcome to Poshnoshjosh channel. We are today doing something very different. Why are we doing something very different? Because I'm getting bored with the usual sort of stuff on YouTube, which has a pot and it has little labels and they go into a pot and it lasts about 40 seconds. We are now going to establish how proper food is cooked. Now, I've been preparing good, nice meals that you guys are hopefully loving, and today I want you in this little whistle-stop tour of this kitchen understand what goes into prepping such food. So let's begin. Right. This is very intriguing here, as you can see. Something green protruding on the top with something odd protruding at the bottom. What is it? You need to let me know within the comments what you think this UFO looking thing is. Right. Let's move on to more normality, if you can call this normal. This is a water filter. That removes chlorine, so you get Evian quality water from the tap. We boil vegetables in Evian. See this little pup down here? Misha, hello Misha. Misha has been raised on Evian water, so she looks healthy. Look at the glow in her coat. Okay, hello Misha. Right, let's move on to the machinery in here. Okay, so this is a box standard kettle. That is a Mrs. Poshnosh acquisition. That is a juicer. Now, I have managed to use it once with assistance. I have not been able to put it back. It's more difficult than a Rubik's Cube. Okay, so if anyone knows how one can put that together, please send me a guide with simple instructions so I can put it together again. We have a digital radio in here, so this keeps the mood soothed while the pressure builds in the kitchen. Right, that is my rice steamer. Those that have been following the account will know that this is an essential for perfect rice. Check out the video on perfect rice. Let's move on. That is a food processor. That is a Mrs. Poshnosh thing acquisition again. I've got no idea how it works. I don't really want to know how it works. This I am very familiar with. I use this almost daily. This is a toaster. I did have a slight problem with it because I bumped the toast in on the left hand side. But the left hand side won't activate until the right hand side bread has been put in. So you have to put your 2 slices in here, then you can add another 2 here. So there is science here as well. Okay? So that's our toaster. So let's move on to this bit here. Okay? So again, this is a section that I am not that familiar with, okay? But this is a Mrs. Poshnosh area of the kitchen, okay? The only bit that I know is corn flour, because I use this for thickening my sauces. I also know this little item here. This is a George Foreman toaster. Not that we're bothered about the fat or anything else which pours off it. I just like my toasted sandwiches in that, okay? So here we've got different types of cocoa powder. We've got the weighing scale for baking. Mrs. Poshnosh has all her baking stuff here. She has this, which is whey protein. I've got no understanding of any of that. This is the only thing I'm familiar with. And this is for lockdown. We've made sure we had plenty of lentils to keep us going. Right, so that's that cupboard done. Let's move down here. Camera crew. I've spared no expense here. We've got the finest camera crew, Mrs. Poshnosh, who's doing the second filming of a video in her life, I think, today. So good luck to her. So here, Misha seems to like the mango juice. There's apple juice, there's cranberry, etc. There's also some odd-looking thing, protein granola. I don't understand it. This little beauty I do understand. This is a NutriBullet. This is the only machine that I use for my mixing and my blending. Here we've got some cereals. Now I want you to look at this one. This is cornfield cornflakes. It's NAF. Okay, so we're going to have to use this up in conjunction with this other packet here, which is honey nut cornflakes, Tesco's. Right, we're going to have to make those chocolatey sort of cakes with the cornflakes when you were a nipper, you used to have them. This is the proper stuff. Get yourself Kellogg's cornflakes. It's the difference. Right. Let's move on. Okay. Right. Now this is very exciting. This I need to exist. So this is coffee and Mrs. Poshnosh has tea. So we've got peanut butter. We've got caramel. We've got the important, interesting items here. Pad Thai paste, Tom Yum paste, we've got honey, syrup, Marmite, Poshnoshjosh, we've got sugar, peaches. Now here we've got some tin stuffs. Now I'm not bothered about this tin of tomatoes. Rice pudding comes in handy on a cold evening. These are more interesting. Taco mixed beans, 5-bean mix. But the thing that really is going to be your game changer is this. You need this in your life. You need to thank me for introducing you to mackerel fillets in hot chili dressing, okay? So you should be buying this, you should be thanking me, you should be liking, you should be subscribing, you should be sending me 50 quid. So that's that done. Let's move on. So this is just the stuff, the basic stuff. So we've got rice, pasta, etc. here. Here we got all the medical stuff. This is when I cut my finger because I'm constantly chopping. So I have needed to use this a couple of times. On with that. Let's move on here to the more interesting stuff. Now, this has all your nuts. So you got nuts, you got cashew nuts, you've got some dried fruits here, apricot, got peanuts. What else we got here? We've got some cranberries, we've got some dates. Here, these are important. These are strainers for masala tea. These are some additional spices here. This is a zester for your citrus. Greek herbs and spices is quite interesting. So this includes stuff like stifado mix. So stifado mix goes there. Indian spices, so your cardamom, etc. Here you got your cinnamon sticks, star anise, etc. Move up here very, very quickly. This little beauty is what I use night and day. This is a knife for those that don't know them. This is a knife, this is a sharp knife. We've also got a meat tenderizer and an ice cream scooper here. So this is your cutlery done. Let's move on. This is now, excuse me, no, this is the freezer. This is a big freezer. Let's just look what's in this big freezer. Ooh la la. Prawns so big, so succulent, would probably present a food challenge to a great white shark. It would probably look as though it's got food babies, like a twins at that. So there's your prawns. Here we got all your stocks. So I'll just give you a quick example here. This is white sauce, this is chicken stock, there's lamb stock, there's all sorts of little sauces, white sauce, apple sauce, etc. And the top we also had ginger sauce. Here we got curry leaves, the odd portion of extra turka dal, pasta, etc. Let's move on. They're not interesting. Here you got lots of different breads. You got crumpets, brioche rolls, white flat buns, brown bread seeded, 7 seeds. I recommend this highly. Very, very worth the difference. Worth putting an extra couple of quid towards that. Loads of meats, frozen stuff. Okay, so plenty of spinach and all the rest of it. Now we move on. This is a very modern kitchen, right? A lot of people thought that this is like in the studio. When I appeared on some of my videos, they thought that I'm bound to be in a BBC MasterChef studio. No, this is just a humble abode, our home. Okay, here we have a larder fridge, which we are using to store the air fryer and Indian bites, the dog's important treats and foods, extra jars, strawberry, etc. Mrs. Poshnosh has also found a place to store some extra pair of glasses. She owns about a dozen, okay? So she puts them there. And then when she is needing a little citrus sweetie thingy, she tucks into those, right? Here we've got chili powder, cumin seeds, other important flours. So the most important thing to remember here is our air fryer. Let's go to the famous fridge. This is fully loaded, okay? So you've got your conserves, you've got your Indian pickles, etc. here. The only thing I want to draw your attention to is this one, which is the garlic and ginger paste. You need a jar of that if you want to cook good curries. So you've got mustard, Branston, different sauces here, and here you've got jalapenos, pickled cucumbers, snowdrop peppers. Mrs. P loves yogurt, so we've got raspberry and passion, we've got lime and mandarin, etc. She loves foraging in the garden, so she's managed to pluck some of these, some sort of funny beans. She said, darling, can you use this tomorrow? So God knows what I'm gonna do with them, okay? So we got bits of butter here, Greek yogurt, we got some fruits here, we got a little bit of lager. Feast your eyes on that. This is the latest batch of homemade burgers coming from that. Here we've got some of our smoked stuff, so smoked cheese, smoked salmon, etc. Now we need to come down here. That looks like a weapon, right? It looks like a truncheon. It isn't. This is a garden cucumber that Mrs. Poshnosh has found this morning. She also is into kind of planting stuff. So butternut squash we've got different tomatoes there, broccoli, limes, lemons, tangerines. She loves coriander. So the other day she said, get me a little bit of coriander. So I said, will that suffice, darling? A little portion of coriander, a little portion of coriander. She said, I love aubergine. We hadn't aubergine for ages, so an aubergine has been acquired, okay? So you got the booze there. Here we got some dried fruits, we got pitted apricots, dates, prunes, etc. We got sauces here, chocolates here, egg here. We got cheese, protein cheese, soft cheese, cheddar cheese, okay? Now, as far as the booze is concerned, the only thing that you need sometimes is a good bread. We have made sure there is a Rioja as well as a Shiraz Cabernet here. So we've got a bit of booze to go with the nice meals. You need to obviously enjoy food, you need to kind of think about things carefully. So obviously the drink is essential. Camera crew down here. Right. Any decent cook will tell you you need garlic and onions, okay? So there's plenty of garlic and onions. That should keep us going till Monday. There's that. Let's move on to here. Okay, now what's important here? Knife sharpener is very, very important. Meat tongs. What sentimental person that I am. Look at these little beauties. Now these are Misha's first set of teeth that she's lost. She's got a new set of gnashes now, but for sentimental reasons I intend to keep those. This is a blitzer. This is for the bolognese blitzing. Let's move now to the real spice drawers. Now just look at the variety of spices. You've got everything there. So just look at them. The only thing I would say is that until 2 days ago, I didn't realize the letters were there to help me realize what they were. So C for crushed chilies, you got N for Nigella seeds. I had never noticed this, and I'm nearly 60 now. Okay, so those are the spices. A lot of these ones are Mrs. P's. I'm not really into them. These ones with the purple labels, I actually find them very, very similar in their taste. I concoct mine from fresh, really. So I use my own recipe for fajitas, etc. Now let's move on to something equally interesting and very, very important. These are flavored oils. So we've got here meatball oil. We've got the last fish, masala fish oil. We've got farfar oil, rapeseed oil. Here we got the vinegars, we got cider vinegar, we got olive oil, sunflower oil. What are the vinegars we got here? So we've got here white vinegar, normal vinegar, pomegranate vinegar, vinaigrette, soy sauces. Look at this, okay? We just don't want to take any chances. So we want to make sure we have all the prerequisite chili sauces. So I'll just give you a little selection here. So this hopefully ends this particular video on a reasonably hot note. So we've got chipotle, we've got garlic, red pepper, garlic habanero. I hope that this particular video has been interesting, has made you realize the odd item that might be missing in your kitchen. Don't forget this though, this little beauty is clarified butter, is called ghee. You need that for Indian recipes. Okay, so what I will say is I hope that you have liked this, in fact loved this. Subscribe. Do not forget to watch the video in its entirety and the comment being UFO, and then tell me what you reckon that is. So that is the mystery object. So on that note, it's over and out from Poshnoshjosh, sending you love.
It's here, we've got some sort of mixer, this is a henny, so I'm going to have to work something together with that. Here, we've got one of those funny things that I can't stand, right? But this one I think I like got sponsorship for, because it's got my name on it.
How cute it is. It must have appeared on Love Island in Heat.
You've got something, I guess, I don't know. Here, we've got Tupperware, and then the rest of these old stock cubes, which that excites me much more. So these are sort of the stock cubes that we possess. Now these stock cubes I only use to add to my selections of stock that I have frozen. Here we've got smoked salt, rock salt. We've got little seeds here, again I'm not totally sure. Alright, these are little black cumin seeds, black cumin, I haven't seen them for a while. This is all the bacon, so this is posh.
We're obviously anticipating a big party, a kiddies party maybe after COVID. So they've got all the straws in, right? All the straws, all the colours here. So actually,
We've got matcha powder of Mrs. Poshnoshjosh. And Nisha cockapoo, she lost all her first lot of teeth. And I kept them all.
she is, and I've got a full set of lashes. And she does enjoy her food. Okay? Eat here, but you've got to have the equipment, the necessary spices, the necessary sauces to turn it into something special. So let's just really appreciate. She might even get adventurous and use the Thai 7 spice one. But you know what? I find all of these ones with this purple lid, they all smell the same, they all taste the same, but they've got different things for themselves. These
Magic ones are Mrs. Poshnoshjosh, so I don't get involved. Yonder powder, we've got salt and pepper, we've got different types. So here we've got smoked paprika, rock salt, we've got Himalayan one here. Here we've got chili salt, here we've got chili and garlic. This one is, what is this? Oh yeah, this is salt, onion, here I've got my leaves. Can you see all my little leaves here? So these are macadamia seeds, which I know nothing about. This is Mrs. Poshnosh province. I don't dare to go there. Okay, so let's forget that. Okay, this is probably a perfect Friday video. Blu-ray. Is like, I'm knackered in my eyes, I'm knackered. This is the frozen thing that you put over your eyes.
And it's a lovely pink shade, so I really like it. So this is, okay, this is very interesting. So this is...
Mrs. Poshnosh every now and then basically uses the juice, a little bit ginger juice. This sometimes charred with aubergine, so you could probably get some sort of bread, and you slice it up, put a bit of olive oil, put it on the griddle, so you get some char on, and you just smother this in there. Perfect for a party. This one is I highly recommend. This is mackerel in hot chili oil dressing. Get yourself
that. Get your choppers on that. You will love it. And you will thank me, I hope. Very, very important is this one.
This is the essential item that you need. Garlic, ginger, chicken, have a shandy. And you've got a good supply of garlic here. The dog is now loving it. Seems to be into the Christmas all about the cheddar commission. That would be for the dog later on. Supply to that. Okay? So that kind of gives you an indication before I forget, because this is obviously very, very important as well. So I have sunflower oil, I have olive oil. But the thing I often refer to in my recipes is using used oils. Now here, meatball
Oil that I've used for the last batch of the meatball. Now when you fry an egg in that, it has a different taste.